Hello and welcome to episode 2. This is Poonam's podcast, and I will be discussing um, the death penalty in regards to the Siya Goyal case. So basically, I'm going to be talking about is the death penalty. Is it a just punishment for the accused Siya Goyal? Now, my opinion for this is going to be a little controversial, but please hear me out. Okay, let's go right into it. So, the justice system in India is very troublesome, in my opinion. There are rapists who should get the death penalty, but not all of them face the death penalty. There's famous cases like the Jessica Lal case. The accused faced imprisonment and then also got released. A girl got shot for no reason other than the fact that the boy wanted a drink and she refused. But what is the biggest question? Does Sia deserve the death penalty? My answer is she should not get the death penalty, but she should be in prison for the rest of her natural life. Now, I will explain my reasons. But again, let me continue with why she should not get the death penalty. Um, so my first reason is that we really don't know the full story. Who was lying? Her parents, the relatives, which advised Kit and his family, or Sia herself. I absolutely agree this was in no way acceptable to murder a nice boy and his trusting family. She don't deserve any sympathy, so I'm gonna put that out there. She definitely doesn't deserve um any sympathy. This was, she planned this out. This was planned, plotted, and murdered. So this is a premeditated murder. Um, I mean, she's a spoiled brat. So, um, I guess her parents never said no to her. I think that's why she became like this. I mean, she could have just run away with her lover, and then and then just like basically run away for a while and then come back or just start her own life completely. I do think that her parents do not deserve the death penalty. Also, jail time is because they were just parents who had good intentions, who were trying to protect their daughter, and they knew that if Ketun's family knew about Puram's past, I mean, especially the drinking and the partying, I mean, I'm sure that she would face judgment and they actually, will not accept her. So, Sia's mother was just trying to protect her. I think both of her parents were trying to protect her, which is what all parents do. Um, because and also, I mean, there is a stigma. Like, if she was open about this, right? One family would talk to another family, and then their daughter wouldn't get married. That itself in an Indian family, especially living in India, is a complete nightmare. You know, but also, I don't think that she should have been married at just 20 years old. That was definitely wrong. A very wrong decision made on their part. I don't agree with it. I mean, a 20-year-old girl, I get it. She didn't have an education, but that doesn't mean that you just marry her off. That's not fair. Oh, you're not doing anything, so might as well just get her married. I mean, she did have a business. I mean, she was making some money. Uh, I mean, they could have just let her stay at home, kind of grow up a little bit, kind of be mature a little bit before they put her in a long-term relationship such as marriage. Um, but unfortunately they didn't do that. They didn't want to keep their young daughter who's not educated at home. She didn't have a proper job. she had a business. I don't know how big her business was, but her parents were just like, we can't keep her at home. So they decide to kind of just marry her off. And Ketan Agrawal, not to mention, is 27 years old. Um, Please tell me if I made a mistake, but as last time I checked, or my sources say that, you know, I've heard that Ketan is 27 years old. So there's a 7 year age gap here. And that's not normal, especially today's girls, like today's women, young women, whether they are in India or even in the US. 7 years, unless it's like a love, like unless it's yeah, so unless it's a love marriage, I don't think that that's normal or that's reasonable even. Um Again, like if she met Ketan under different circumstances, then yeah, I mean, sure, why not? But I mean, this was arranged. She didn't know Ketan. Well, she did know like through family, but it wasn't like, you know, in depth. Um, but yeah, I mean, I really don't think that that is usually girls like to marry men within their age range or like only 2 or 3 or 4 years, just because the thinking is really different when you have that big of an age gap, and then it does show later on in the person's life, the married life, especially the girl's married life. They start to realize that there's a difference in thoughts. But I do think that it is not, I get it, they didn't disclose anything to the family. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel that was completely right, but at the end of the day, she should have just been honest at the same time. But again, she was trying to protect her daughter, so there's like a lot of things here. Um, you know, I guess they thought that when she gets married, she wouldn't do it again, so therefore there's no need to tell them. Um, and then also, I do think that her relatives don't deserve the death penalty either. They were just trying to help the family. They're just trying to kind of help this girl, Sia, to kind of get a loving family, or to get a good in-laws. Again, they shouldn't have been a part of this. They should have realized her age and kind of not recommend this family to them. I think that was a very big mistake because she's only 20 years old. Again, she should have stayed at home, kind of matured a little bit, kind of made her own income for a little bit, and then kind of let her either find somebody, or if she agrees to an arranged marriage, um, then they could do that. I do think that she was forced into this a little bit. She just knew that there was no way out, and her parents just wanted her to get her married to save reputation. And um, I mean, she probably would have faced a lot of judgment anyway. I'm gonna be very honest. Um, so um, I feel like um her in-laws were, you know, were trying to take control, and she didn't like that because she never had her parents take control of her life. They were unable to do that for her. And then when they try to finally do it, um, she doesn't want to because she's so used to not, she's so used to having her way. Um, I mean, again, I don't think that, she deserves to even um get out of prison. She should be remaining in jail. She shouldn't see the light of day at all. Um, but that's what I think. Um, I do feel bad for Ketan's family. They obviously trusted based on, the friendship that they had. They were trying to continue the family relationships, like, the friendship through this marriage to join the both families together. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. I mean, like I said, she could have just gone her separate way and then kind of made a life for herself and come back and go see her parents. Or if she knew that her parents would never accept this, she should just go and start her own life with her lover. It was really unnecessary for her to murder somebody um in a in another family. Also because of this, I did hear from the news that the grandfather also passed away because he was grieving his grandson's loss. And that's very devastating in general, I understand her anger of wanting the death penalty, but I just based on these reasons, I don't think that that's a good idea. Um Again, I mean, you have to kind of, if you really were to compare her crime with others, which you can't because again, apples and oranges, they're very different. Um, so I'm not gonna even sit here and s- start comparing it, but I do feel like she was part of a big setup, or she was part of being being coerced into something she didn't want to do. Maybe she had no way out. I'm not sure. I mean, but murder was definitely not necessary. So now that I have covered this topic, my next episode is going to be what drives a woman to kill. So stay tuned, hit the like button, subscribe, and do share your comments below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.